drone footage showing the widespread destruction of the capital of San Juan. Millions of people need still electricity, need drinking water, food. The U.S. government has so far been criticized for its response to Maria. Let's get the perspective of someone who lives on that island. Jorge Montalvo is with me from the capital of San Juan and live with me this morning. Jorge, a pleasure to have you on our program. Good morning.
Good morning, Heather, and thank you for having me here for the opportunity.
Well, you know, it was 8 days ago, just 8 short days ago, Jorge, on our program, we were live as Hurricane Maria was hammering your home. So here we are 8 days on, and I'm wondering how things are for you right now.
Well, right now, everything is different. The hurricane changed your everyday completely, and I'm pretty sure that millions of people in Puerto Rico are feeling the same way.
So somebody described it like life right now is about survival and waiting. What are you waiting for to get? What can't you get right now?
Right now, the most limited resource we have is fuel. If you go to any gas station in San Juan or perhaps the whole island, you will find a line of hundreds of cars and people just waiting to get at least $20 worth of gasoline or diesel. And this is not only for individuals; it's also for businesses and the average citizen, and even hospitals are running out of diesel.
And what about other basics like water, like food? You sent us some pictures. You've been to the supermarket.
Yeah.
We'll show those now. There's nothing on the aisles, in the aisles.
Yeah, that's right. First of all, once you get to the supermarket, you have to make a line outside of the building. And yesterday, I waited 25 minutes to get inside the supermarket. And once you go inside, you find empty aisles. And most of the aisles are empty, used to have drinking water. Also, you can find empty vegetables and fruit aisles as well.
So you don't have the basics, the things that you need to live. Now, as I speak to you, I'm seeing you're in a building, a home that looks like it hasn't sustained much damage, thankfully. But we're going to look at some drone video. Tell me about the damage and the extent of destruction that you see in your neighborhood and around you in San Juan.
Yeah, Puerto Rico is known for its beauty, right? I mean, if you look at any mountain in the island, you will see green mountains covered with trees. Today, if you look to any place in the island, you will just see like if it's a bomb was dropped in the island and it wiped out vegetation. There's trees falling all over the city, and in the mountains you only see trees with no leaves, something very unusual in Puerto Rico.
Just so difficult to see the conditions as bad as they are. So what I want to turn to next is the help that you're receiving, or maybe the lack thereof. Listen to me, Jorge, because Donald Trump, U.S. president, asked this week about the U.S. response to the relief, and this is how he described the response so far. Let's listen together.
I think we've done a really good job. We're continuing to. We are literally unloading on an hourly basis water, food, supplies. Everybody has said it's amazing the job that we've done in Puerto Rico. We're very proud of it.
So amazing. He also called it great. He called it tremendous. How would you describe the U.S. response?
Well, I don't think everybody in Puerto Rico can say the same as President Donald Trump said. I've seen pictures of people writing in the streets, SOS, we need food, we need water. And if you drive by the ports of San Juan, you will see hundreds of containers, cargo containers, just sitting there, waiting to be shipped around the island to where help is needed, right? And everybody in the island know that we right now have a problem of distribution.
Right.
I've seen some military personnel, but the help is not getting to where it's needed.
So that's interesting, because you probably heard me say the breaking news that he has just waived that piece of legislation, which should mean that the supplies which are stuck right now, because it says that things can only move if the ships are under a U.S. flag. They've lifted those restrictions. Hopefully that will mean that some of those supplies which are stuck will get to the people who need it. But you wrote something really interesting on Facebook. You said, how can we expect help from a country whose majority of people don't know we belong to it? I mean, there are 3.5 million U.S. citizens on Puerto Rico that people don't know, really. I mean, why do you think the response has been so slow there?
Well, as a tour guide myself, I meet Americans every single day. And from what I received from them is that most of them are not aware that Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, and its citizens are U.S. citizens as well. Okay, they also have the right to receive aid from FEMA and other federal agencies, and our government is restricted in the way it can receive help from other countries just because Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory under American, U.S. regulations, right? Well, so for me, it's not surprising to see the U.S. government being not that effective in Puerto Rico as it was in Texas and Florida after the other hurricanes that hit those areas.
I have to let you go shortly, Jorge, but I want to ask as we conclude, you mentioned your work as a tour guide. For you, for the future, I mean, you must be facing some uncertain times. What are you looking to now in your own life?
Well, so far I'm waiting to see if recovery help gets to the people and the island recovers. I mean, my job is completely uncertain, as you said. My girlfriend's job as well. Her workplace was destroyed, and I'm pretty sure hundreds of thousands of people in Puerto Rico are suffering from the same. So I will not be surprised if that solution and recovery is not here soon. Many people will be migrating to the United States looking for better quality standards of life.
Sure.
Right?
Jorge Montalvo, a pleasure to meet you. We'll stay in touch. We're following the story closely here in Canada, and there's a lot more pressure being brought to bear on the president and the administration, so hopefully relief will be coming in a much more timely manner now. Jorge Montalvo in San Juan, and I thank you very much.